Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, a game by Game Labs and available on Steam, and this is well into this Let's Play series, so I don't need to reintroduce everything, but basically, you're the Secretary of a Navy, you design ships, you build ships, you fight wars, and we are in the midst of a war right now. We're in the midst of a war against Italy. The war has gone very well for us so far. The Italian Navy started off with over 18 armored cruisers and light cruisers and whatnot. They're down to 1 armored cruiser, 2 light cruisers, and 18 torpedo boats. They are building 4 new ships, but yeah, the Italians, they're not doing so hot. Their actual economy is pretty bad too. I don't really understand the oil production per capita. I don't know where our oil is produced, by the way. But in any event, you can see their GDP, interestingly enough, Italy's GDP is pretty comparable to Spain's GDP in this game. Both are at about 12, is that billion? 12 billion, roughly. Our growth is negative at the moment. Theirs is positive. Why? They're getting crushed. I don't quite understand the growth percentage at the moment. I think our merchant marines are doing fine here at 200%. So I'm not quite sure why the economy is struggling a bit at the moment. But in any event, the unrest in our country is very, very low. Our naval prestige is literally off the charts. The Italians' growth rate, maybe that jumped up because they just fired their naval secretary, so their unrest fell. I'm not sure. But you can see here that... yeah, we're actually pretty comparable countries. Our home population is much smaller than theirs, so that probably helps their economy. But we have 24 million people in overseas colonies in both Cuba and the Philippines primarily, which adds to our economy. The army logistics on our end are better, I guess. I'm assuming that percentage being higher is better. Their army is slightly larger. Their crew pool is way larger, interestingly enough, although with having wiped out their fleet, I'm curious how much of that is left. Their naval budget is considerably larger, almost 3 times ours. I still don't understand why they don't have a bigger fleet then. Like, what are you doing with your money? I'm not really sure. But in any event, we have another battle to fight, guys. We don't need to, like, delve into all of the details here at the moment because we've got another battle to fight. We said the Italian fleet was almost destroyed. Well, it seems their new Secretary of the Navy, who appears to be the brother of the previous Secretary of the Navy's goal is to destroy what's left. Their last armored cruiser, their last 2 light cruisers, and 17 of their 18 torpedo boats are all going to be attacking a task force of ours. I'm a little bit nervous with that many torpedo boats, if I'm going to be honest, because our task force has 2 armored cruisers and a light cruiser, and if 17 torpedo boats charge us, they will probably wipe our fleet out. It's just a question of how much damage we can do back to them. Then again, we have light cruisers and other ships to spare. So if we need to, we can spare some of this. Additionally, both our armored cruisers have veteran crews. Our light cruiser has a regular crew, and our torpedo boats are regular as well. Their crews appear to all be green, so most of our ships are actually veterans from the war against America. So we should aim with more accuracy, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. To war! To war! Goddamn right, Andrew. Hey, Coffee, good to see you. So yeah, this will be interesting to see what happens here. Our armored cruisers are starting in line, which is nice. I'd like to get our light cruiser into this task force too, so we're just actually going to merge them, have the light cruiser come on over. And then our torpedo boats are on a screen, but we're actually going to get them closer to us. The enemy's to the east, which is... I mean, I do intend to engage them, so. And then let's go ahead and speed things up. Pause. All right. Turn off the avoid. Turn off the avoid. All right. They're still joining. Torpedo boats will turn. They're faster, so they can weave through the formation. All right, how's the other TB doing? It's to the rear. Still a little bit off. Let's turn a little bit more. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night I can feel my leg and my arm and even my fingers. The body I have lost. What are you talking about, Andrew? All right, so we are headed this way. All right, torpedo boats. I don't need you to like get way too far out ahead of me. Just weaving in front. Just doing a little bit of zigzagging here. Imagine if I had to worry about torpedo or submarines. That would be bad. All right. Gunfire. And we've engaged. Looks like there's an enemy torpedo boat in the van. Our own torpedo boat task force is here. We'll turn our armored cruisers broadside on. Got to get their secondaries involved. Actually, no, wrong way. Turn the other direction. Also, slow downs to have a little bit better maneuvering, and then we'll bring our torpedo boats in a bit. Maybe we'll actually get the enemy to shoot their torpedoes at... we'll turn our torpedoes off. We'll actually get the enemy to shoot their torpedoes at our torpedo boats, because that would be fine with me. And they did. Okay, so... at least their lead torpedo boat. Yes, you can run out of ammo. Has let their fish go. Definitely at my torpedo boat. Actually, let's turn into them. Turn in and slow down. Oh boy, that ain't gonna work. I had hoped maybe there'd be a dud. Well, in any event, at least one of their torpedo boats fired their torpedoes at a smaller target. I don't really want you to fire at the stern of the enemy, just because that'll probably... I don't know how long this guy will survive. We'll see. I don't really want you to fire at the stern of the enemy, though. I'd rather you come in here if you survive long enough. Okay, it doesn't look like the flooding is spreading. Maybe one more compartment, but I think the Arcilia will survive, at least for the moment. Let's drift up here. You can see that fish went past our task force. More fish. Another one of their torpedo boats is going to fire a torpedo at my own... I mean, you're going to finish that torpedo boat off. That's fine. But at least you're shooting at the wrong target. Torpedo hit. Well, she's for sure going under now. Maybe she can get her own fish off just in time. There we go. Nice hit on the enemy torpedo boat, which already fired. Now, the Italian torpedo boats, they're going to fire another fish? The Italian torpedo boats, the thing we've got going for us is the fact that they do have, or not going for us, the thing the enemy has going for them is they do have reloads. Another torpedo, dear God. All right, we're hitting the Fiona. She should sink, I would think. Why can I not see the float damage on that design? Like, what does it say? What is the percentage there? The damn mast is in the way. All right, it's sinking. All right, so we got one of their 17 torpedo boats. Let's have these armored cruisers turn away. These guys look a little... No, these are still torpedo boats. So 3 more sailing toward the lead of my formation. This is basically all that's left of the Navy. Not quite. They have 1 torpedo boat that's not here. But yes. They're going to fire a torpedo at my other torpedo boat. So I guess sending my own fish, my own... torpedo boats in has some advantage. I'm not very good at avoiding the torpedoes. There we go. We avoided those though. Whoa. I didn't even see. What was that? An 8-inch shell hit one of these torpedo boats? Alright, so we avoided those first two lead torpedoes. The next two are also going to miss. Again, 100% okay if they're going to fire their torpedoes at my handful of torpedo boats. Alright, so... we fired a torpedo at their torpedo boat back here, the rear of the column. Our light cruiser's also pounding this guy. Alright, we're hitting these guys pretty hard. Alright, so two of their lead two more torpedo boats, so that's 3 down out of 17. 14 more to go. I already issued a turn order. Not sharp enough. Dud. Thank God. Okay. All right, so we got this other torpedo boat. So 4 are down so far out of 17. Two duds. Oh man, that's luck. That is luck. The Marquis de Molins somehow survived. Also, did we really sink this guy with gunfire from our torpedo boat? The Clemine? Wow. The Italian Navy sucks. Just bad. So what is that? 5 sinking? This torpedo boat of ours is not in great shape. This just in. The Italian Navy is not good. Also, they're really dumb in the sense that what they should be doing, if I was them, is racing their damn torpedo boats in all together so you could actually, you know, use the advantage of your numbers. Cranking up and pulling alongside and trying to broadside it out with armored cruisers seems to be a somewhat flawed strategy in my opinion, but hey, what do I know? All right, we're gonna bring alongside the enemy armored cruiser and see if we can fire our fish into her. Oh no. Dud. All of ours were duds, or they didn't have time to arm. I'm gonna guess there's like a minimum range thing, because I don't think it's likely that we would have fired 6 torpedoes into an armored cruiser and they would all be duds. It's got to be a minimum range thing. In any event, another torpedo boat's going down. I have no more ammo for that. And this other guy's just sitting there dead in the water. Okay, so... oh, she sunk. Lame. Alright, our armored cruisers here hanging out, doing okay. We'll speed things along, I guess. Who even shot at that guy? One of the cool things in this game, by the way, is that if your ships get in the line of fire... oh, we just rammed ourselves into something. But if your ships get in the way of the line of fire of your own guns, you can actually have friendly fire, which is kind of interesting. All right, another TB going down. We're engaging this armored cruiser here, the Vittoro Veneto. Two more torpedo boats look like they're closing. Meanwhile, we're hitting this armored cruiser. I wish the AI did a better job with their bulkheads. Like, don't do low bulkheads or no bulkheads with your designs. They seem to not optimize for damage control very well. Right, we're taking a little bit of damage here, but the enemy's gonna probably sink very soon. Yep. Armored cruiser's going down. So that's their last armored cruiser in their whole navy. How about you engage the enemy ship that's like actually close? Or this guy. Because they're probably going to launch some torpedoes here in a sec. We're just outside torpedo range. Rudder damaged. The thing is, you got to try and sink the enemy torpedo boats before they get in range, because if they get in range, they're a problem. Overpen. She's gonna sink. It's just whether she fires her torpedoes first. Nope, she did not. Plus, we got the CL, so they've got one more CL in this fight. It's still a fair number of TBs. One of them is behind us, actually. How are we hitting at that range? Our gunners are just very, very accurate. Their TB is flanking around behind us. We also sank a question mark. Now, one of the things you can do is you can design ships and then share them with the AI so they use your exact designs. I have not had the patience to do that yet, but I do wonder how much more dangerous the AI would be if I actually designed some better ships for them. I don't know how the game handles, like, technology, if the design just unlocks when they get the right tech. I do think that's kind of a cool thing, though, is where you can actually design the ship you're gonna fight. For the campaign, too, that they'll build them in the campaign. All right, that was a pretty good broadside there. Some 8-inchers. Got another one. Kind of feels like we're just mopping up at this point. Okay. Where are the enemy? We'll speed things along. Yeah, the AI really should. If you're going to fight me with 17 torpedo boats, fight me with 17 torpedo boats. Don't just, like, come at me in waves of 2 or 3 where I can easily deal with you. What armor? Those ships don't have armor. All right, get the lead. Got it. All right, get that one. We're just picking them off. One at a time. Do I consider the game early access or in a complete state? I would say the game is nowhere near complete. But they have said it is not in early access, so. Alright. There are still some more enemy ships. We're going to end the battle anyway. I don't really feel like wasting a bunch of time to go and chase them down. So at the end of the day, we lost 1 torpedo boat, Neither of our armored cruisers or light cruisers were damaged, and one of our torpedo boats escaped. The enemy lost an armored cruiser, 2 light cruisers, and 15 torpedo boats. So they had 2 surviving torpedo boats escape. A total of 18 ships sunk. And the Italian Navy is pretty much gone at this point. If we actually go ahead and now's a good time to try out auto-resolve. Probably in future battles. I wonder how auto-resolve would have worked in that fight, though. Like, in theory, they should have been able to close the range before they got obliterated. But when you come in groups of 2s or 3s, All right, so let's take a look. The Italian Navy now has 2 ships, 2 torpedo boats. The mighty Italian Navy that once was. Okay. All right, so we are building. Why is our capacity? Oh, that's got to be ships that are repairing. I was going to say, we are not building 137,000 tons worth of ships, but we must have some ships that are repairing here. We do. All right. So that does it for this turn. Let's end the turn, move to September. I believe the war started in May, so the war is going pretty quick. Interesting how much more aggressive the Italians were at throwing their fleet out against us versus what the Americans did. I'm curious if some of that is just because the Italians didn't have, or the Italians are a much more condensed nation where the Americans had big chunks of their fleet all over the world. But you can see here that we are now blockading the Italian Empire, which will hurt their economy as well. Although I wouldn't think it would hurt them too bad. They're surrounded by neutral nations that are probably still trading with them. But yeah, almost 200,000 tons for the Spanish Empire's fleet versus less than 1,000 for the Italians. Power projection's not even close. The Germans are willing to support us, apparently. I don't want to get drawn into the British and German war. I'm a little confused about that war, though. Like, I don't see any indicator anywhere about how the war's going as a whole. We just keep getting these updates. Colombia canceled their alliance with the Italian Empire due to negative events that affected their relations. Venezuela canceled their alliance with the Italian Empire. Transvaal regains full control of the Orange Free State. The Battle of Sardinia seems to be going in our favor. 850 Spanish casualties versus 2,800 Italian. No naval battles this turn. Let's go ahead and go to the politics screen here for Italy. Let's go ahead and do a naval invasion. And can we do... No, I want to do their colonies. I don't want to do any of these. We're already invading Sardinia. No. No, 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 no. Do I have to choose one? Like, I can't. Come on. Why is this UI designed with such a freaking stupid, like, I shouldn't have to do this, but now I'm stuck to do an invasion of Western. Okay, now we can. No, don't do that. No. All right. We have really bad relations with Austria, Japan, and the British, interestingly enough. I like how it said they're suffering from economic stagnation and their growth rate is like almost 2%, whereas ours is shrinking. All right, by the way, let's screenshot this. I'm curious to see if we take Sardinia, how our home state population changes or other populations, and then our GDP as well. All right, so there's no battles to fight this turn, I guess. Maybe we can't invade those other places because our fleets are still on the way there. Okay. Let's actually take a look and see if we can have any, like if the Italians start commissioning any of their ships. Ukraine canceled their alliance with Italy. It would seem no one wants to be allied to the Italians after they lose their entire navy. Right, the war in Sardinia seems to be going well, about 3-1 casualties. It doesn't really... Oh, here we go. So the Italians have 53,000 troops in Sardinia. I don't think we're inflicting enough casualties on them to win this war. Oh, and okay, so it has a population of 300,000. It also has 92 million income, so not huge. I'm going to guess that naval invasion is going to fail then. 53,000 is the army force there. How the hell are you? Western Sicily's army force is way smaller, and the income is way better. 14,000. I don't really want Sicily, but maybe we should go for Sicily. Seems like it would be easier. More ships in the vicinity. I don't think more ships above the minimum amount has any impact, but I could be wrong. 10 Italian transports are lost. 3,000 versus 11. Their army force went up despite the casualties. I don't know. Meanwhile, let's see here. Italy still has 3 torpedo boats, so they're now building 20 ships. I'm curious how many of those are torpedo boats. And finances, our shipbuilding capacity's gotten a little bit better. Did it even? Slightly larger. All right, let's expand the dockyards by another 3,500 tons. I don't know that I need to build warships anywhere near 25,000 tons, but at this point, but how's our research doing, by the way? Maneuver warfare, 5 months away from firing drill. Submarine research, 4 months away. Better turret mechanics, 1 month away. 2 months on armor quality. Okay. The fleet is mostly repaired. We have a couple of ships that still have some moderate damage. The Pizarro is one of them, 3 more months of repair. The Nunez, 2 more months of repair. And then our other ships are being built. Still about a year out from any of those being ready. Pitch clock? Ugh, no. I'm not a fan of... I don't think it's going to cause anyone to watch baseball who didn't already. That's my millennial diehard baseball fandom speaking. Millennial, not millennium. All right. 2,500 more troops lost. Their army force is going up, it seems like, by the number of casualties I inflict on them. I guess we're going to see. I'm guessing the invasion of Sicily will fail. Oh, we got a convoy battle coming up. Okay. We're also still blockading Italy. Harvey armor. Hell yeah. Colombia allied with the British. Nice. Mexico allied with China. Okay. And we failed to gain control of Sardinia. So now it says the army force is 15,000. But it was what before? Because if it's really that low, then I'm just going to plan another invasion there. Choose a province. Sardinia. Yes. There you go, boys. Also, a convoy battle, a TB. Let's fight. Auto-resolve. What happens? Draw. Heavy damage to us, light damage to them. Okay. We're nearing the 1-year marker for the war. How are they managed to reinforce with no navy? I don't think the game cares about that. I also don't know that they really were. I'm guessing there's some element of fog of war, I would think. Oh, look, the Italians are laying down... I saw at least 3 armored cruisers in the bottom left there. Okay. So, in theory... So now it says Army forces 61,000. I don't really know why that changes when a war starts or an invasion starts. I'm really not sure about that. Okay. Meanwhile, the Italians are still building 28 ships now, so they laid down some armored cruisers. We're still just building the 8. Yeah, the Soviet Union formed last night. There was a revolution in Russia in 1898. So just a little bit ahead of time. There were some major wars with the Russians and the Austrians, though. So I suppose you could say maybe something happened. War erupted between Japan and China. That would never happen. Okay. Those are the changes of political folks. China is attacking against the Korean Empire, caused a major disturbance to the following nations. I'm curious. I've never actually seen a naval invasion succeed, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Task force. Whoa! Italy built a battleship. Is that true? They did. Okay. So 1 battleship and a torpedo boat versus 2 armored cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and 6 torpedo boats. Oh, that's going to be easy. We gobble them up easy. Let's auto-resolve it and see if the game, like, because we could just rush these torpedo boats in and sink the damn thing. It's a 17,000 tonner. That's a pretty big one. 12.4 inch guns, 6.6 secondaries, 24.5 inch guns. That's a pretty big one. You want to see the battleship? Well, then we got to fight the battle. Okay. I guess we'll fight it then. I was going to test out the auto-resolve and see what would happen, but I guess we'll go in and we'll fight it. By the way, Rage Enforcer, thank you very much for the follow. I should have turned my alerts on. They are on now. North. We're heading north. Armored cruisers are in line. I'm going to bring these light cruisers into our task force. Move our torpedo boats. Oh, shit. That is not what I meant to do. How can you have a 10-ship screen? Detach. Detach. I gotta do these manually, each one. Alright. So torpedo boats will go this way. Let's get these guys into proper formation. Let's see how long it takes to bring these guys all together. Thank you very much for the bits. Appreciate it, Suffix. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sluffuck. I hear ships colliding. It doesn't really matter. Northeast, huh? Okay. Sly Fox. Okay. Gotcha. I'm curious how fast the battleship is. I didn't look at it. I can't see. It looks like it's got a 3 stack based on the silhouette here. It's got a really high, everything above the rear of the ship is really high. Everything above the stern based on this silhouette. So it's kind of interesting. Meanwhile, the rear of the ship or the stern almost has like a monitor, like low freeboard. All right, now it's spotted to the north. Do we have like bad weather or something? Why can't I? Oh, it's clear. That's a proud looking fleet. Goddamn right it is. The Spanish Navy has reclaimed its honor after many years of stagnation. A newfound pride. They're running, you think? Okay, well. Torpedo boats should be able to catch it, I would think. Crank that speed up. I don't need the armored cruisers for it. We'll just go in. 6 torpedo boats in line. Let's actually shift these guys out to a abreast formation. We'll slow down so the other ones can get into position. Because, yeah, we're spread way the hell out. We'll do a tight formation. If I slow down a lot, will you guys catch up more quickly? Like, shouldn't you speed up to get into a better formation? It just seems like we're going to trail. No, I want to find the fuckers. Don't you give me end battle. I want to find them. How far away can they be? How's the weather systems in the game? Can a storm sink part of your fleet? I don't think so. I believe the only thing the weather does up here, you can see a little indicator in terms of the effects that the weather is going to do. So it can affect accuracy, it can affect line of sight, but I don't think it actually, like, maybe it affects seaworthiness on a damaged ship, maybe? Not really sure. I've never seen a ship sunk by weather alone. We should be able to close on these guys. Come on. How far away are they? Well, I don't know how fast their battleship is. Oh, we've spotted something. They only have a torpedo boat and a battleship, so it's probably that. She's running. So she's got like that weird French style hull. Tumble horn hull, I think it looks like. It's a thick boy with all those secondary guns in the along the broadside, basically. Tumble home. Okay. All right, you can run, but you can't hide. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. How fast is it? Oh shit, we're already firing our 3 inchers at it. Boo! Boo! Why is he not shooting his thick boys at us? Why is he not shooting his 12 inchers? Oh, there they are. He must have, I'm guessing he has a poor fire control. If he didn't start shooting at us earlier. There's their torpedo boat. No, leave my charge alone. You're too slow. You can't save him. Wait, why are you turning? Fuck. Pause. Alright. You're gonna detach and turn into that. I don't think there's any risk of you getting hit. Is anybody following you? No, it's just you alone. Okay. Well, you might get hit by that. Just missed. I don't think they'll have the range to get to the Volcano, but I could be wrong. I gotta get ahead of the enemy torpedo boat, or the enemy battleship, sorry, to actually... One of them certainly will miss. Alright, that looks ridiculously close. I might have waited too long. Nope, he still missed. Now we're going to pull up alongside the broadside of this battleship, which has a stupid number of small guns. Are you going to fire your fish at this guy? Feels like it would be a bit of a waste. Huh, you did. You fired 2 torpedoes at the Sagurito. Hit her in the bow. She's taking on water. I think she's going to sink. Looks like the flooding spread to a additional couple of compartments. I think she's going to sink based on what I'm looking at. Meanwhile, let's focus on the main prize. Yep, she sank. Good job. Torpedoes wasted on that, maybe, but a bow hit worse for flooding. I think it depends on the type of ship. It depends on the speed. If you can crank the speed way down, a bow hit may not do a lot. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you get the whole force of the ocean against it. Oh shit. You just fired everything away. That was... Boom! 5 torpedo hits. They got an overpen on the Triton. She's gonna sink. We'll probably lose 1 torpedo boat in this. Fair, but I think the battleship's gonna go under. She's healing. I wish ships could capsize in this. I don't think they can. Wow, she's already awash. Pretty much all along the side of the ship with its guns. We did lose the 1. Be really cool if you could watch this roll over, but they always kind of steady themselves and sink straight. We might actually need to damage 1 more compartment. Yeah, and any navy in the world would trade a torpedo boat for a battleship, for sure. Oh, nope, it's spread to another compartment. She's a goner. Blubbity 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 blub. Well, there you go. 1 torpedo boat for 1 battleship and a torpedo boat. I will take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Did I get my battleships? Not the new ones, not the new Kaiser class. They have not set sail yet. They're still being worked on. Clearly, the new Kaiser class will be the most efficient and most glorious of classes of battleships ever to be constructed. To pair nicely with the new armored cruiser class that we're building of the Templario class, named in honor of the generous Templar donator of many subs. All right, so We're 2 out of 5 days in to the second invasion of Sardinia. The Italians have very little naval prestige, very unhappy people, and their economy has been cut in half. I'm assuming by the blockade, their GDP is down to 12 million. Their GDP growth is still occurring, but their GDP itself is not. So is the growth rate entirely driven by oil at this point? I'm not really sure. The Italian Navy, 1 torpedo boat. I think they have 2, don't they? Or did we damage the 1, so it's just the 1 active right now? Did I buy the ship from a weird naming convention? The new Hauser, you mean? That's just named after Hauser, my mod. The man in chat right there. Wait, no, what? War erupted between Spain and the Empire of Japan? What? What just happened? Wait, why are we at war with Austria too? But the Italians are at war with China? And the Soviets are at war with the Italians? What is going on? Ah! God damn it. This is definitely an alliance system thing here. Now the Soviets are at war with the Austro-Hungarians too? What? Oh no. Okay, well I was just planning to, take alliance sign between the Spanish and the Soviet Union. Yes, that seems likely. And the Spanish and the Chinese. Okay. Ukraine is allied to France. I don't even know. The Empire of Japan is at war with China. An urgent alliance is formed between the Soviet Union and China to oppose the common foe. The Italian Empire is at war with the Spanish Empire. An urgent alliance is formed between the Soviet Union and the Spanish. The Soviet Union is at war with the Empire of Japan. Okay. Man, we just like something just happened. So one of my major complaints with the way the game handles land combat is it doesn't seem like army forces ever like actually bleed out. For whatever it's worth, I'm not going to fight that battle. We will just auto-resolve. Draw. Light damage to them. Okay, so we're still blockading Italy. We're at war with Austria-Hungary. We're at war with Japan, which that makes the Philippines pretty vulnerable. All right, so we don't have to worry about the Italian Navy for a while, I don't think. The Austro-Hungarians have 7 battleships. Like, that's a decent size heavy fleet. They have very few light ships, 3 light cruisers and 3 torpedo boats, but 18 armored cruisers and 7 battleships deployed in the same sea zones that we have our fleet fighting the Italians. That's something we'll have to worry about. The Japanese, is that the largest fleet in the game? The second largest fleet? No, third. Okay, so the US and the British have way more than them, as should be. But the Japanese have 14 battleships, 23 armored cruisers, all in the Pacific in an area that we don't have a lot of ships currently. The Russians, what are they bringing to the party? 18 battleships. So they pretty evenly counter out the... Oh, no. Oh, fuck. No. So we got a problem here. We don't have bad relations with Germany, and we don't have too bad relations with the U.S., but we are now allied to the Soviet Union. Although not, I don't know that we're a minor ally, so maybe that's why we're not over here. But they're almost at war with Germany and the U.S. Also, China has battleships to counter Japan too, so there's that. So these are independent wars. So the war with Italy could still wrap up sooner. Like, part of me wonders if we'd just be better off pushing for a peace treaty with... What happens if... So we could do 2 naval invasions of Sardinia? I don't really know how that works. The problem is naval invasions have a strict time limit, which makes me a little confused in terms of how you're ever supposed to overcome a large enemy with a naval invasion. Relations with France have reached a point where an alliance seems possible. Diplomats from France are asking to sign a special trade agreement, which will not be profitable for our nation, but so investing on the relations with France will be a bigger reward. But we'll offend them if we say no. Fuck it. Offend them. What? War between the British and Italian Empire? So the British are joining the war, huh? Now they're fighting Austria-Hungary and Japan. But now we're fighting Germany. Ah! Oh my God. I think we broke the game. This really feels like, I guess, okay, it's World War One. Spain and the United States. We're at war with the US again. God damn it. This is an absolute shambles of alliance coding. It kind of feels like it. I don't even. So we're allied to the British. I guess that's good. But we're at war with the US again? Oh my God. Okay. I don't have any shipping in the Caribbean, so hopefully the enemy doesn't launch a naval invasion of Cuba. I don't have the ships to do all this. Should have said yes to the French. I mean, it would have drawn them in, right? What's their situation now? We still have pretty damn good relations with them. Every single country in the game is at war right now. The war has been going for just over a year, by the way. Hopefully the British will just take care of all of our opponents. I think, especially with the British on our side now, I think we have the much stronger fleet, although the US does counter things a bit. All right, we're about to get some battles here. So let's delay just for the moment. All right, Italy's losing transports. Japan's losing transports. Germany's losing tons of transports. Hey, we failed to gain control of Sardinia again. Our naval invasion failed once again. We shall never take the island. I don't know how they're supposed to work. It doesn't seem like they do. Eritrea. I would love to just invade Eritrea. Can you let me do that? I don't want to invade any of these territories. All right. Convoy battle with Austria-Hungary. and a battle versus Austria-Hungary. How's our economy looking right now? Plus 18 million. I don't need that naval budget, by the way. Just saying, guys, you don't need to give me all that money. I didn't realize ammunition costs money in this game. That's kind of cool. Oh, good call, Shola. Maybe I can't invade there because I don't have 100,000 tons of shipping in that province. What do we have here? Mogadishu has how many Italian troops? 28,000. Let's move these guys to the Red Sea. Because Eritrea feels like a place we might have more chance of successfully taking. I definitely don't have 100,000 tons there. So right now we've got 22,000 tons there. West Indians 22. So we need about another 60,000 tons. Which probably would make up these ships. Okay, let's see what happens. That could be the reason why we don't have 100,000 tons in those sectors. Well, we destroyed what was left of the Italian fleet, and somehow we started a world war. Okay. I don't have anything else to say. I guess we'll see how things play out in our next episode. Until then, this is the Historical Gamer, the man who set the world on fire, apparently. And until next time, I'm out.